Hey guys, Alex here. This is Josie with a new addition to her wardrobe. She had a cyst on her hand and it got removed, and so we don't want her to lick it and bite out all the stitches. So she's got to wear this thing, but she's coping pretty well. And she's lost the limp that she had. She's got to wear this thing for a couple of weeks, which is a bit rubbish for a dog who likes to go out and about, and she keeps getting hooked on things. I haven't shared a video in a while, so I wanted to put something together. It's not gonna, there's not much focus to this one. I just wanted to share an update with you guys, keep the channel flowing, and it can be easy to, in the midst of the lethargy around being locked up indoors a lot, you can lose the creative spark somewhat. So I've endeavoured to just get my face on camera just to get the juices flowing again and see what kind of comes up through this update. So nothing in particular. We'll see what flows out as we enter the forest here and get inspired, hopefully. I launched my book last week, Illusory, 6 things mentally free people don't believe that stressed and anxious people do. That's out in paperback and Kindle now, and it did well during the launch. It attracted a good 60-70 reviews, all of them very positive, so really happy with that. It felt great to have some good feedback from people who genuinely found the book useful. If you want to get your own copy, it's only a couple of bucks, $2 or $3 on Amazon at the moment. I got my own physical paperback in the post yesterday, and it feels damn good, let me say, to hold my own little creation in my hands. It was really nicely put together by whoever it is that does it, Amazon. This is a nice little forest, isn't it? So yeah, just wanted to give you a little update on the book. That went well, good, lots of little reviews. There are more books coming through. I'm working on my next one already. The approach I'm taking with the writing at the moment is to, rather than create one book in a year and put everything into it over the course of the whole year and then spend another year promoting it like many do, and just going all in on one particular book. I'd rather make many books. I love the process of actually writing and creating books from start to finish. So what I want to do is just get into the flow of creating more books, short books. I also think that it's more relevant to what people need these days, for the most part. I'm seeing a lot of people who respond well to short reads rather than long, deep, endlessly researched reads. So I'm following the template I've used for Illusory, and I'm gonna write more books like that, 70, 80 pages, can be read in a couple of days, goes deep on a more specific topic area, although I don't think Illusory was a particularly great example of going really deep on one thing. It was quite broad. But lots of good feedback on it, and I want to do more like that. So I'm always keen to hear about ideas from you guys on what you want to hear more about from me. Obviously, there's a lot of you guys following me on the no-fap stuff, and I get that, and I've been terrible, by the way, on keeping on top of that. Must be honest, must be blunt. Excuses abound, of course, being cooped up and all that. I could always come up with endless excuses for why I've slipped on keeping up good habits. Decent habits in other areas like exercise, but not doing so well on that front. But that's definitely another area I can talk more on. Obviously with a bit less authority now that I haven't been sticking to those habits. But that's something I want to really work on, get better at. Let me know in the comments below if you've got ideas for particular books you want to hear about, especially for those of you who've read Illusory and maybe you want to hear me go deeper on particular topics. Yeah, all's good. I've still got my mind and my eye on the camper life, at least part-time. I don't think I'd want to spend all my time full-time living out of a camper van. I think that's just too distracting perhaps, and I don't really want... Okay, my video stopped there by mistake, pressed the wrong button. Regarding the camper lifestyle, I don't want to have too much of a laid-back type approach to living, you know what I mean? I want to have the opportunity to... Josie, come on. I shouldn't really be allowing her into the river there with a lampshade on. Josie, come here. Good girl. That's it. Going for a little stroll here. Hey. Yes, what was I saying? A little bit distracted with dogs and people, but the idea is to, right now, I'm still weighing it up, but perhaps to buy an off-road vehicle that I could potentially turn into a camper over time when I start earning more money for it. But right now, to have my own way of getting around the UK and Europe. Come on, Jace. And got my eye on a Land Rover. I'd love to have a Land Rover. It's gonna mean that I dig a bit deeper into those pockets and come out with a lot less money, but it can be seen as an investment in myself in many ways, giving myself the opportunity to go off-road and camp and then document it. And I plan to do a lot more films covering those adventures if they ever indeed happen. And I love the idea of being able to be totally footloose in where I want to live, so I can use the car to take me from town to town, city to city in Europe, and see life from varying perspectives as I go, and tell you all about each place and document it and share my insights around it, because right now we're getting plenty of insights around the same forest day in, day out, which is good too. Anyway, I know that I'm rambling here, but I thought that, you know, a video up is better than no video at all for those of you who like to see my ugly mug. And gosh, it's so nice in this forest though. There's these sort of rays of sunshine coming through, and it all feels a bit idyllic and fairy-like. But just wanted to give you an update on the plan. So I'm eyeing up Land Rovers online at the moment, particularly the Defender 110, which is long enough to put a little house in the back there. So if I wanted to live a life that was alternating between camper and Airbnbs, I could do that. So if I was on the road, I could live in the van or the truck, whatever it's called, but also kind of have the best of both worlds and be able to live in Airbnbs like I was doing before in Georgia and Thailand and that kind of stuff too. Very much living that nomadic lifestyle. Whether the lockdown situation affects that into the future, I don't know. I imagine it'll be a lot more limiting to be able to get around in the world, but we'll see. I'm still going to be writing books. Like, I'm really excited about creating lots of short books and not having to worry too much about marketing each one, just diving into the next one as soon as the last is done and allowing each book to sort of market the next. Ideas welcome. As I said, I'll be talking a lot more about writing books, creating books, writing, the art of writing more through this channel as well. I don't want this to be a channel about anything and everything though, so I want to make the point that my focus is very much on self-help and creativity, particularly for people who want to create their own income, be self-reliant, do their own entrepreneurial thing, writers, that kind of thing. I know that that's still pretty broad, but it's tricky. And then of course all the adventures that I do myself I can bring into that, and I'll be using this channel to share all that stuff as well. So it's a fair amount of stuff, but overall it's about becoming living a good life, living a conscious life, feeling good and enjoying ourselves and being independent, and having good habits, being disciplined and not slipping and doing things that make us feel bad in the long run. Come on, Josie. Good girl. Anyway, I'm nattering. I'm gonna think more about focus when it comes to videos from now on. I've been a little bit sidetracked with the launch of the book and writing. I'm still gonna be writing a lot. I try and write 2,000 words every day, but I will also be planning on using my other camera, my better quality camera, to create better quality videos as well, films, especially when I can get out of this lockdown and I've got a bit more freedom. All right, I'm going to leave that here for now. Do keep in touch. I want to keep this channel open as a means of communication as well, and I know that a lot of you reach out to me through YouTube and places like Instagram as well, so it's always good to hear from you guys and hear your feedback. So signing out, guys. Love from Josie and I, and speak soon.